Guys, today we've got a pretty serious pairing, one that's gonna get a lot of people hyped, myself included. So let's find out what they're all about. And here we have the box. It's one of those, I guess, shiny speckled box that we've been seeing on Jordan 4s for the past few years. You've got the flight text in white. You've also got the yellow Jumpman logo right in the center, just alluding to what's inside. So let's pull these open and let me show you guys today's pair. It's the Jordan 4 Thunder. And here we have them, guys, the Jordan 4 Thunder, looking super clean and also back as close to the original from 2006 as possible, which is definitely for most people a big win. Either way, before we get too deep into this, let me just run down all of the drop details that you're going to need to know if you're trying to grab a pair. So as of right now, there's been at least one shock drop for this pair of sneakers, and I believe that shock drop was out in the US. Now, I also believe that there's going to be exclusive access for this pair, both here in the EU and the UK this week and also out in the US. If you don't know what exclusive access is, basically it's something that the Nike Sneakers app does where it sends you a notification just basically giving you exclusive and early access to buy this pair of sneakers. So yeah, congrats if you managed to get these things on the shock drop out in the US, and also cross your fingers for that exclusive access. I never get it, so I'm not really getting my hopes up. So for the rest of us, we're gonna have to wait for the actual release, which will take place on May the 13th. So again, that's the Nike Sneakers app and obviously a bunch of different raffles, which I believe have already loaded up, at least on some places. So yeah, if you're after this pair, definitely go and enter up for some of those raffles. These retail for $210 if you're out in the US or £190 here in the UK. I've kind of lost track at how many times they've increased the prices on Jordans recently. So yeah, it is definitely going up fast. Like I said, these are as close to the original 2006 pair as possible. So for anybody who was kind of disappointed with the 2012 retro with the duller colors and the slightly different shape, don't worry, these are as close to the OG as possible, so brighter yellows, and I think that's definitely got a lot more people excited about this pair of sneakers. So the entire upper is covered in this really nice soft feeling nubuck material. It's basically for all of the black panels that you find on here, so toe box, around the sneakers, eye stays, and towards the back. And of course, you get those super bright thunder yellow accent colors, which you find on the midsole, the plastic eye stays, and just underneath that rubber meshing that you find on the medial and lateral. Oh yeah, and the reverse of the tongue also comes in solid yellow, and of course you get that little Air Jordan patch as well. Today's video is sponsored by Represent, and I'm letting you guys know that their Spring Selects has just gone live. This is a rare opportunity to grab some of their cleanest spring pieces at a discount. Right now, you can grab a bunch of staples like their denim line for 30% off. I picked up the black straight leg denim. It's slightly less baggy, which I like to wear if I'm dressing a little bit more smart casual. I also got their blue cream carpenter pants for a wider fit, and this is a lot more of a streetwear vibe. Now, up top, I also grabbed some of their graphic tees, which again is an absolute staple for the summertime. They've got insane quality and a super nice tight neck area, which is something that I always really appreciate about Represent t-shirts. Now, just to remind you, I'm gonna have all of the sizing details down in the description along with my measurements as well, so you can find your right size. I also got the Destructive Appetite graphic hoodie, which is a really great fit, and I just love the washed gray color that it comes in. Now, they've even got some footwear as part of their spring selects as well, so I got two pairs. I got the powder blue Raptor Low. This colorway is a guaranteed summer banger, and I also got the burnt red colorway of the Apex sneaker. All of their footwear is handmade in Portugal and all come with extra laces and dust bags. Now listen, the spring selects will not be around for very long, so if you don't want to miss out, make sure you check out the links down in the description. Thank you guys so much for using my links when I have them. It helps out the channel massively, and obviously thank you to Represent for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. Now, something that got a lot of people really scared about this pair of sneakers was the first leaked images. And that's because that first image had white stitching all around the midsole, kind of at the forefront of the sneaker. I don't know how many of you guys remember that picture first surfacing, but it definitely had a lot of people thinking that Jordan Brand was going to drop these with a huge white stitch across the bottom. Thankfully, it turns out that that pair was obviously not the actual release version. It was either fake or some kind of sample. I'm not entirely sure. What's also been really interesting is seeing how Jordan Brand has kind of been going hard with all of the different Thunder variants recently, because we've seen quite a few. So at the beginning of last year, we had, of course, the red Thunders, which is basically just a play on the regular Thunders, just swapping out all of the yellow for red. These actually ended up being a super popular pair of Jordan 4s. Like, currently they're reselling for like $400 to $500. And then, of course, in 2021, we had another 2006 retro with the Jordan 4 Lightning, kind of the counterpart to the Thunder. So you got the Thunder and you got the Lightning. It's kind of cool. Lightning's obviously being the louder counterpart to the Thunders, coming in almost solid yellow for the upper. However, these also ended up being a very popular pair of Jordan 4s, reselling for anywhere between $300 to $400. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is also going to be a very popular Jordan 4 model, and obviously there's a lot of people super happy that these are returning. Now, in case you haven't tried a pair of Jordan 4s before, I will say it's not the most comfortable Jordan model, so just keep that in mind. Don't think you're going to be walking around for miles on ends in these things. Now, obviously you can, but in my experience, when I did that, my feet were pretty beat up at the end. And in terms of sizing, I personally always go true to size, and they fit me pretty perfectly, so that's definitely what I'm going to recommend to you. I honestly think that these are a really versatile, strong, year-round pair of sneakers. It's going to be a great sneaker to throw on in the wintertime, obviously being covered in a lot of black, and also look really, really nice in the summertime with these loud yellow colors. Like, rocking these things with a pair of shorts in the summer, I think just looks super, super clean. So yeah, this is definitely one that I wanted for the rotation for this upcoming summer. Now look, I know that we've had a bunch of Jordan 4s recently. In fact, a bunch of really, really solid colorways of the Jordan 4. So yeah, there's a high probability that you've bought a couple of those colorways and you're maybe umming and ahhing about should you cop this pair of shoes. And that's entirely understandable. If you've bought a lot of those other really, really strong colorways, is there any need for this one? And obviously that's a subjective decision that you're gonna have to make. All I can say is that these things look really good on foot. In my opinion, I think this is one of the best sneakers that's dropping this year. I think it's a classic that I'll never get tired of seeing. Either way, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on the Jordan 4 Thunder. Are you gonna be going for them? What do you think of this colorway in general? And hey, if you wanna check out the top 10 Jordan 1s under retail, that video is right there.